Well, good afternoon. My name is Sister Mary Rita Essert. I'm a sister of St. Joseph of Carondelet, the same community that opened Nazareth in 1872, and I'd have to say that I'm proud to be part of that legacy. I've been at Nazareth since 1985, and 29 of those years I also worked here. And my purpose now is I'd like to talk about two questions that's sort of frequently asked here at Nazareth. If you were to say to me, in all your years here, what did you find as the most significant change? Well, hands down, I'd have to say the inclusion of lay men and women as residents of Nazareth, and that happened in 1992. Before that, Nazareth was a private home. It was a convent retirement home. We had sisters for retirement, of course, and some who were ill, and they were taken care of by other sisters of St. Joseph. But then it was decided that we decided that we would accept laymen and women into our home, and that would be in keeping with our charism of inclusivity and love of the neighbor without distinction. And at the same time we did that, we were also opening our skilled nursing facility, which would also accept men and women as residents. So imagine opening your home to anyone who wanted to or needed to come. There had to be many changes made at that time. We weren't state licensed, so we had to meet those requirements and complete them. We had to renovate very much to put in many things for the new residents. We had to put in phone lines. We had to put in a lot of amenities, which we did not have. But it all came together because of the willingness of the sisters to accept the neighbor, and because of the willingness of the layperson to come and be part of our lives. I was really impressed by the acceptance of the sisters, of the layperson, as just into their life. It's a huge change in their style of living. But I was also impressed by the acceptance of the lay people. It was a change for them too, not only to come into retirement, but imagine, come and live with sisters. Now, that had to be something, and that would be kind of daunting, I would say. Definitely a first for everybody. But both of them were courageous risk takers, and they were willing to take the chance, the challenge, to meet the challenge, and the lay people to start with the sisters, and the sisters to accept them, to become a part of Nazareth. The second question I'd like to answer has to do with two questions that are related. They ask, as a sister, can you continue your ministry here at Nazareth if you retire? And the other question is, do the people find God here? I mean, this is a nursing home. Why would they? And so I will say that when I first came here to Nazareth, I asked myself those very same questions. And at the time, I said yes. And now I definitely reaffirm that. It is definitely a yes. Our early CSJ records talk about the early sisters who went out 2 by 2. And they would scan the city to see what they could do, what work they could perform. Well, when I came here to Nazareth, my mission, which was care of the neighbor and service, that's always here. But my ministry, my job, that changed. I couldn't do what I did. I had taught school for 30 years before I came here. And when I came here, I didn't do that anymore. So how fill my ministry? Well, there's ample ministry. My ministry is service to the neighbor. And here, just like those sisters going through the streets, finding out what's to do next, Nazareth became my city. I could go through my city, building by building, hall by hall, to see what it is I could do. I could stop in a room, I could say hello, I could pick up a Kleenex, I could call a nurse, I could smile, I could say, do you need anything? These are all services too. You get the picture of how it could be. I could just be there. Presence, just being with someone is a ministry all by itself. Also, our service is not limited just to the sick. We have 5 buildings here. And there's many residents, many employees, many people in leadership. So the opportunity for relationship is tremendous. So yes, I can continue my ministry here. In the second part of that question, is God here? Well, God is everywhere. So, of course, God is here. But we do have a lot of advantages here. We have Mass every day. And COVID kind of restricted us by floor or by room or by TV. Oh, we offer all the sacraments, and we haven't had an ordination yet. And don't forget, our chapel is open every day, all day, COVID permitting. There are many spiritual liturgical functions. There is a CSJ retreat that we can go to. Everyone can take part and/or listen. We have a wonderful spiritual care department, and they are present for all the people. They serve them. They supply spiritual needs for all. We have a religious service every week for our residents who are not Catholic. We provide a prayer space for our Muslim employees. Our chapel's open to anybody. So I'd say that we honor God here. Plus, I'll call facets of God every day when I look around and see the beautiful and loving care and service and concern that people give one to another by all. So the answer to is God here is yes, God is here. And in conclusion, I would like to say that it's important to remember these past 150 years. There's been great dedication, great service, great love of God. I think we should remember those days. I think we should look at them. I think we should be thankful for them. But I think even more importantly, we should look at what was the spirit behind them, so that we can continue that spirit for our next 150. And we can have that same sense of dedication and service. So here's to the next 150 years, one day at a time.